kitchen?
The trash can accidentally loosened one of the pipes underneath the sink a little bit, and there's water going everywhere.
Did you fix
So you didn't
it?
light anything on fire?
No, I fixed it.
The
It's
trash
fine,
can
but-
loosened the pipes?
Yeah, well, no, like we keep the trash can underneath it, and it like just hit one of the joints a little bit, so it was like loose, and it was like leaking, and we didn't know where it was coming from.
You keep your trash can under your sink?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
who
like
doesn't?
That's not
pretty normal. Yeah,
I don't have that because I don't make as much as Peter does, so I can't afford to put my trash can under the sink. But that's
okay.
I'm told that that's pretty normal.
I'm just trying to think of all the
That's what we
sinks I've
did.
had. All the sinks I've ever had is just like a little cabinet where you can't even fit a trash can in there.
I mean, you can
It's
fit
a
like a
small
little
trash can.
like like a little.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't make that
guys.
much trash.
6-gallon in there, and then you just
I
take the trash
recycle,
out,
Ryan.
and Peter
Yeah.
gives it to his butler.
Peter,
who wears,
you
gloves.
can't tell me Elena recycles.
You think that he
They
gives
are
it to his
building a
butler, or the
recycling.
butler comes in and takes it?
Yeah, the butler
No, we don't have
comes
valid
in.
trash.
The butler comes in and eats it in front of Peter and
See, no,
Jordan.
Ryan's
Licks
the
all
one
the
with the
dishes
trash
clean.
butler.
Yeah,
Ryan has the trash butler.
and he goes, "Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no,
Please
we
have
have
some more.
This will be good for me and my son
we
for
have valet
Christmas
trash.
dinner."
So I put it out in front of my door.
And Peter's like, "Don't make eye contact with me. Back out of the room."
It just means that they're equal with you.
oh my
Eyes
Don't
God.
you
down.
look at me. Eat the trash. Yeah, that's life in Peter's apartment. You know what I was thinking about? We need to. I've been listening to some podcasts, some different types of podcasts. We need a name for the listeners. I knew this would be a
We'll
bad thing
work
to
stuff
say
out later.
because you guys can't come up with anything to save your fucking lives.
No, I'm very uncreative.
Yeah, like I see
Yeah.
Ryan just sitting there like spinning, like when your car gets stuck in the snow, just like spinning his mental tires.
The tires.
Yeah, it really is. I'm like,
The rebuilding gear listeners?
The rebuilders. No, that's
The
dumb.
rebuilders? That's dumb. That's really dumb.
Build gang.
It should be some play on like the paint crew. The tank crew. Yeah. Chris thought it was funny. I don't know. All right, what are we going to talk about? The Wisconsin game?
Both of these
Yep.
shitty basketball games that we played in the last couple days.
Whoever we're going to play next, which Ryan's going to tell me when I ask him. Then we're going to do our segments. And Peter, you lost because you suck at
I'm bad at
Pretty
picking
much
basketball
everything.
games.
pretty much everything. Are you using your mic? You sound
What,
a little
what are the? Huh?
you sound a little hallwayed. Little
I'm a little delayed.
echoey.
You're using your mic.
Let me double check this.
And Ryan's weird voice coming through crystal clear on stereo
Perfect.
sound.
Thank you.
Disabled.
This is-
Disabled.
The Hammer and Rails
You
podcast.
can go on like the
Peter,
whole
how's
thing,
Girls'
they can
Weekend?
Tell you. Hit the little settings cog.
we're not talking about Girls Weekend right now. This
Sorry.
is technically the show. We're technically doing the show.
That's right.
So yeah, you're listening to the Hammer and Rails podcast.
Pete, you can go on like the little settings thing in this video in the
I'm
window.
T-Mill,
Go.
and I'm gonna
Mhm.
cry on camera.
I was
Because
just
Robbie's
double
almost
checking.
leaving
Yeah,
Purdue.
microphone. Does that sound any better?
No, dude, let's just do it. Whatever. We never cared about audio quality before. Why start now?
Okay.
All right. Time to officially start the show. Let's go. All right, Rebuilding Your Podcast, Season 3, Episode 22. We were way off on the episode count last week, like really, really bad. I thought we were like at 23. We're not even close there yet. So 22. That'll be the song. I'll do that song for the beginning, the Taylor Swift song. But we're gonna talk the Boilers. The Boilers, number 3 in the country, moved up 2 spots to number 3, behind only Villanova and Virginia. So yes, there's East Coast bias in the AP polls. I think we all knew that going in. The AP voters don't get to see Purdue play very often. But we can talk a little bit about the number 3 ranking. But I really want to talk about is the Minnesota and Wisconsin demolition derby games. I mean, aren't very good teams, but they're still teams that have given Purdue problems in the past. And we just absolutely demolished both of them. So let's just get into your thoughts on the Boilers' play over the week. Is number 3 the right ranking for them? And yeah, we'll get into it. We'll start, as always, with Ryan.
Yeah. We looked amazing against Minnesota. The game's not
maybe the best. Minnesota might be the best game they played all year.
Yeah, it really was, man. I know they're not playing great ball, but they're still a preseason top 15 team. Obviously, they lost some pieces with Reggie Lynch and Amir Coffey, but still a road win. And that was, I think, their second worst loss ever at home, besides John Wooden's UCLA teams. So to go on there by 34 points, I was really quite surprised. I thought that game would give us some issues. We saw all the tweets beforehand saying the last 5 matchups have all been down to the wire. So it was nice to go in there and just absolutely put pounding on them. The more recent game that's a little more fresh in my mind is the Wisconsin game. It was a weird game. We came out hot, but I thought offense looked a little sluggish, mainly from Haas and Mathias' point. But then you see Vince and PJ and Carson and even Klein and Harms finally all just getting buckets at will. And Wisconsin never stood a chance. They're playing walk-ons. They said that one guy has one arm because his shoulder keeps them popping out of his socket.
He's dislocated his shoulder 7 times.
Yeah, and so, I mean, he's waiting for the year to get surgery. Wisconsin's not good this year. I know the name, so Wisconsin, they're terrible. That might as well be a D2 school at this point. Hop gave us some issues in the second half. I thought we did a good job in the first half, double-teaming him. But that second half, he really had his way. But did it matter? I mean, Boilers were hot tonight, 14-22 from 3. They just grit overall team win. I'm curious to hear Peter's thoughts on how Nogel performed tonight because I have some thoughts about. I want to debate.
We'll
with Peter,
get into
though.
that. That's the segment before the segments is the first Nogel watch.
Yeah. But no, good wins. It's nice to play these teams that aren't as good and not leave any doubt in the voters' mind.
Absolutely. Keep performing. You keep moving up. Peter.
Yeah, the Minnesota game was just an absolute beatdown. We didn't even shoot lights out or anything. We shot under 50% from the field. We only shot 40% from 3, but we just suffocated them on the defensive end. And it kind of just wasn't even fun to watch in the second half.
It was a really boring game.
Yeah, Minnesota could not do anything at all. It was a 13-point game at half. Maybe they go on a little run, bring it within single digits, and nothing. It was just it wasn't even close. And Minnesota is god awful. Patino's probably gone. That's clear.
They had no offensive game plan whatsoever. And
nothing.
I had Purdue minus 8.5, and it was never even in doubt.
No,
that game.
That was 5 minutes in. That was there. So hey, we showed just how good this team can really be on defense. I think which is good. They still have good players on that team. I know they're missing a couple guys, but that was really good. And then Wisconsin, like Ryan said, Hap kind of came on in the end, but he's still one of the best players in the conference and held them to 15 points. It's not like he really went off by any means, and he got a lot of those against, kind of our backup second team guys for a lot of the second half. So, obviously neither of these two teams is going to be anywhere near the top of the Big Ten this year, but it's good to see this year that we're just kind of beating down these teams. Whereas I feel last year against Penn State and Nebraska, we kind of let them hang around. It was really close games down to the wire or even a loss. Whereas this year on these teams that are in the bottom half of the league, we're beating them by, 15, 20, 25 points.
Yeah, really, really tearing them apart. Chris.
Yeah, and we may get into the rankings later, but this is what you have to do if you're in the number 3 team in the country is beat down these teams that are the bottom of the barrel in the Big Ten. Because if you let these teams hang around, you're bound to slip up once and lose one of these games, and that's going to be kind of it for your top seeds. So if they're going to be a number 1 seed coming at the end of the year, they need to win these games now. They can only drop games against good teams if they're going to maintain that. But it was easily the best 2 games that they've played. Stifling defense, that's really what showed it. I know that Minnesota went on a 7 or 9-0 run at the end of the first half of the Minnesota game. But that was still to keep them within 13 in the first half, and then it was never the same after that. So it's pretty exciting. Vince Edwards is a monster. He's like Dan Dockich was saying, he's the best all-around player. Him and what is it, Keita Bates-Diop?
Oh, how do you not know that guy's
You
name?
heard that name before?
Yeah. Have you guys heard about? Have you guys seen this? Have you heard about this?
Keita Bates-Diop, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, but KBD, he's really good. But
KBD.
Vince Edwards is probably much better.
Well, we'll see.
He's on a way better team.
We are going to play Ohio State, so we'll see.
So we'll see. We'll match up.
Better man.
But it's good to see. It's good to see the bench getting points, because in the Michigan game and all that stuff, without the bench really playing, it was close. But now that Klein was like 3 for 3 tonight from 3, Harms is getting some dunks, getting some confidence. And so is Eastern. Eastern played pretty well. He's still a pass first guy, but I know he had a couple open lanes where he passed it like cross court, which is something you don't want to do. From my limited basketball experience,
we're not the Golden State Warriors. We don't need to be throwing the ball across the court.
Yeah, just take the layup, get the 2 points. Don't try for the 3. But it's all right. It's a great game. It's a great day to be a Boiler.
Yeah, it is a great day to be a Boiler. I think. Like I said earlier, these are the 2 best games that they've put together in a row in a while. And yeah, it's against lesser competition, but like Chris said, to be a number 1 seed, you can't slip up in games like this. It's paramount. There's only a couple games on the schedule that I could see us slipping up against and not really hurting us, and that's Michigan State and Ohio State, really. All the other games we've got to win. I don't think we have to win, convincingly. We have to be blowing everybody out by 20 points, but we have to win these other games if we want to be a 1 seed, and I think that's the goal moving forward. Obviously, Big Ten championship, all that Big Ten tournament run, but I think the real goal, the long-term goal, should be getting a number 1 seed, and that's the easiest path. You can say all you want about what matchups you get and everything like that, but the fact of the matter is the tournament is set up so that a 1 seed can make at least the Elite 8, if not higher, pretty easily. And depending on what bracket you get and everything like that. But that should be the goal, is getting a 1 seed. So they're in position to do that right now. They're the number 3 team in the country. I don't have a whole lot else to add on just these last 2 games, other than that they were boring, and the Minnesota game was probably one of the least I've ever sweated during a gambling game, because it was just like, well, we're going to win easily by 10 points. And Vince Edwards has been a man possessed recently. So that's been really good to see. I know we talked a lot about that at the beginning of the season, that Vince, we'd liked him to be sort of a 15 to 20 point guy a night, and he's starting to come alive with that. He's really finding his shot from beyond the arc. He's getting in the lane, getting some open looks. So, yeah, I really like the way Vince played. I like that Klein has come alive as of late. You saw a little bit in the Minnesota game, but tonight was a really good Klein game with the 3 for 3. So really good. Now let's move on. We're obviously ranked number 3. We already mentioned that. Do you guys think this is a fair ranking for the Boilers? Do you think it's sustainable? Do you think we can stay in the top 5 for, let's just put it at, 2 weeks or something like that? Well, let's just start there and we'll see where this goes. We'll start with Peter.
I mean, looking at the schedule coming up, it's not like there's any kind of, I guess, crazy games that we should be dropping. You're at Iowa at home versus Michigan, at Indiana, which we just destroy everyone in Assembly Hall the last couple of years. So, I think that really until we get into February, when we've got to go against, Ohio State and at Michigan State, there's not really any reason for these guys to be dropping any games at all. So I think it's definitely sustainable. I don't think there's any reason why we shouldn't stay in the top 5. And if you keep winning games, once you get in the top 5, you don't drop out. That's just how it works. If you don't lose, you're not going to get punished.
The way it should be. The only way I could see us getting punished maybe is we, win some dumb game by a little bit amount and then we drop back a spot or something like that. But even that's kind of ticky-tack. Ryan.
Yeah, so we were 5 last week. We're 3 this week. We play at Iowa, and Iowa is just atrocious this year. Although, I mean, a little worrisome considering we played them like shit. Like we played terrible against Iowa for whatever reason. Those Adam Woodbury teams and Peter Jock and the big goofy white guy looks like a gazelle. I can't remember his name.
Well, his name was Gazelle.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's what who's the other tall white guy that was really good?
I don't remember, but I know. I know what you're talking about.
But our seniors never won Iowa, but they're sucked this year. So we should win that game and at least stay at 3, if not go higher if somebody else loses. I guess maybe the Michigan game on the 25th is it's an interesting game. Obviously, Michigan, played us down to the wire and just beat Michigan State. And
are you scared to play Michigan?
Yeah. Are you apologizing for beating Michigan? Is that what you're saying?
Fuck no, I'm not apologizing for beating Michigan. We did not steal that game. If we go back into that.
You want to make another bet, Ryan? I'll take your money again.
We can talk about this later on a different day about maybe the Michigan. I won't bet.
Ryan bet against the Boilers last week. Everybody
on our other podcast.
I did. I tried this new thing where I bet against the team I want to win. Hopefully, if they win, awesome. They win, I'm happy. If they lose, cool. I get $20. And I didn't like it because if they would have lost, I wouldn't even want your money, Peter. So I probably won't be doing
Peter
that
was
again.
though he was doubling up. He took your money and the Boilers won.
Did I bet Peter?
I was in a great mood.
Peter had a great night that night. I was in a great mood too. Though was the thing. I didn't mind giving you $20. I didn't care. But yeah, no, I think we should stay. We shouldn't lose the game till maybe. Michigan at home? No, at IU, home versus Maryland, at Rutgers, home versus Ohio State. Maybe till at Michigan State on February 10th. We really shouldn't drop out.
Are they still doing college game day, like the basketball game day? Do they still do that on the weekends?
Maybe.
I think it might start now that
it might start in like February or something like that.
Yeah, since football's over.
I know they wait for all the big conference matchups to get that stuff rolling when football ends.
But that Purdue-Michigan State game, that should be – I'd be surprised also if that didn't get bumped back into a later time slot because that's going to be a really, really good game. That's not for another month. It's not for another month.
It's not.
So I know that's the game everyone has circled on their calendar, but yeah, I think that there's no reason why on February 1st, which is 2 weeks away, that we shouldn't be top 3 or even better. I don't know much about Villanova and Virginia. I know Virginia plays a really boring brand of basketball. And I kind of assume that they're just prone to being able to lose to anybody because of that, because they don't really have a prolific offense, but their defense is super good. Villanova, I think, will probably remain top dog for a while. I don't see Purdue jumping over them or anything like that. But that's the other bad thing with playing sort of a weak schedule here coming up is that there's not a lot of reward to it. There's a lot of risk playing Iowa and stuff like that, but there's not a whole lot of reward. So if we do lose, we could be looking at, bottom of the top 10 or something like that. But I don't think we will lose. I think we will be number 1 on February 1st. Chris.
Yeah. Well, the teams behind us are Oklahoma, Duke, and West Virginia. So if we are to go down, those teams are pretty flashy names to put ahead of us.
Yes.
So that's something you got to think about is Duke and Purdue. They're going to rank Duke ahead of Purdue no matter what happens. So if we lose to Michigan and say Duke beats Virginia, which is coming up in either this week or next week, so that could happen, and Duke could jump us. But we'll see. The Boilers shouldn't really lose a game, and if they don't, it's waiting on Virginia and Villanova to lose. There's really no jumping teams in the top 10 unless some team loses or you beat a really good team, which Purdue can't do
until February. Yep,
that's true.
Yep. So we'll see. We'll see the rankings. It's fun to talk about, but like I said today in our little group message, that the only thing that really matters is winning 6 games in March and bringing home the big bucks, bringing home the $4,000.
Woo!
People forget that we have literally.
You can buy stock. Can we buy stock in that?
A piece on this game. We should do one of those things like the lottery tickets when the lottery gets really high and people tweet out like a pile of lottery tickets. Like anybody that retweets this, I'll cut you in to the winnings. We should do that. But take stock. You just pay us what you want out of the winnings. Put your money where your mouth is.
pay you
we'll
back.
call it. No, you just you get paid.
What are the odds? What are the odds? We'll do. What you got to do is just do a little bit less of the odds. So you take more money in than you give out. So like we'll give you 2-1 odds.
We just take the money. We just take the cash. Like the odds of them winning a championship is literally 40-1 on this card. So we just take the money and then kind of hope it doesn't happen, or else we have to pay all this stuff out. But like we'll just call it the put your money where your mouth is. If you really think Purdue's that good, then give us money to prove it. That'll be our crowdfunding thing. We'll just start a GoFundMe. How good do you think Purdue is in dollar amounts? And then we'll post everybody's Twitter handle like, oh, Juan Crespo only thinks Purdue is $2 good. Like that's
A little shaming. Yeah. That sounds good. We'll workshop that.
That sounds accurate, yeah.
That's the only way to get people to do anything is to publicly humiliate and or shame them. So yeah, we literally have $1,000 a piece riding on the $1,025 actually riding on the championship game. So that would be, I don't know about you guys, but I could use $1,000. So
that'd be pretty great.
Yeah,
easily the best day of my life.
Yeah, that would be huge. It was like I know I talked about the World Series last year, but I also had I could have won $1,600 if the Indians won that game. So that was also in the back of my mind. But there's no football news really, is there? A couple guys are going to transfer, but I think that's
Eddie Wilson's leaving. But
Eddie Wilson is getting kicked off the team.
What did he do? Did he do something illegal?
He was academically ineligible for the bowl game, and then he decided that he's going to the NFL draft.
Okay, well, I thought it was in today's climate, I didn't know.
You never know.
He had issues.
Has to be accused of.
Yeah, he got issues. The Brom got hired if he could be on the team. Brom let him stay on if he got his grades up and, shape some things up. And sure enough, grades come out and nope.
Okay, so it was a grades thing. All right, well, bon voyage, Eddie Wilson. Good luck in the on somebody's practice team in the
Good luck with the CFL.
Yeah, really. All right, let's move. Oh, wait. Equal Opportunity Title IX podcast. The Purdue cheerleading team won the national championship of cheerleading recently. So we would be remiss if we didn't note that and say congratulations to all the Purdue cheerleaders that listened to our podcast in our DMs asking us to talk more about cheerleading on the show. Oh, yeah. You guys are great.
I'm pretty sure the whole team is a big rebuilding year listeners.
So. They are. They actually did their routine at the Nationals to an episode of our podcast over the loudspeakers.
It was nuts.
Yeah, it was just us talking and them dancing to it.
It was to Ryan's cold open story last week.
No, I was editing and I honestly listened to that. I was like, we're not this kind of if we were a different kind of podcast, yeah, I could have put that in, but we aren't
Purdue World, so that's probably not going to fly.
Yeah, it is Purdue World. That's a sin in Indiana.
Hey, we do have an E rating explicit rating on iTunes.
Yeah, because your UMAs are so grating that I have to put an explicit rating on it to as a trigger warning to anybody that can't stand people that don't know how to speak in public. So
yeah, not great at
it. That's what that's all about.
Savage.
No. Savage. All right. I'll give you $5 if you don't start Ryan's basketball time with no. Yeah, there's a couple good games this week.
Can I say there's a couple good games this week?
No, you can't say any of those words. All right, on to the segments. All right, as always, we will start with our most famous segment, easily, by far, Ryan's basketball time featuring basketball. Ryan, take it away.
Yeah, we have Villanova at Georgetown. Villanova's 13.5-point favorite.
How do we know if the games are any good?
All right.
So we got Ryan's basketball time.
Let's just get right into it. Villanova, 13.5-point favorite going to Georgetown. Georgetown's got a 12-4 record, but they have the easiest schedule literally in the whole country at all 351 teams. So it's a little inflated. But big time, old Big East kind of rivalry. Steve, what do you like? Villanova minus 13.5.
I like Villanova in this one. I've watched a couple Georgetown type games. I haven't seen the whole games, but I've watched them play. They don't, Shania Twain, they don't impress me much. So I'm going with Villanova.
Peter?
I was gonna go against the spread on everything, but Georgetown's really bad, so I'm going Villanova.
We should also preface this with Peter got dead last week.
Yeah, okay. I'm really bad at basketball picking.
And Steve went 5-0.
It's hard because it can be a 3-point spread.
It's not that hard. I went 5-0 last week.
Okay, well, Steve figured it out.
Yeah, I did. I beat gambling. Shout out to Travis.
I'm actually going Georgetown. I feel like that crowd can get. I feel like they probably have a decent fan base. Them being Georgetown, I feel like the crowd would be pretty rowdy.
At the Verizon Center in downtown Washington, D.C.
Capital One Arena.
Yeah, not an on-campus arena. But yeah, you run with that.
Yeah, I think they lose, but I think they keep it within 13.5. I don't know. There's some positive vibes around the program right now, I guess. They haven't looked terrible in their losses.
What?
I mean, what?
No, just keep going.
Yeah, just keep going.
You do you, man.
I don't know. They took Syracuse to overtime. They took Butler to double overtime. You flip those two around, they're 14-2. This is an interesting matchup. So I think they can keep it close. Chris?
Yeah, Villanova's just really good. They put a beat down on Xavier a couple days ago. So I'm going to go Villanova here.
I'm the lone dog taking the Hoyas. Next game, big SEC game. Auburn goes to Bama, a little Iron Bowl on the court.
That's what they call it.
The Iron Court.
I think Auburn's like 14-1, 15-1, actually playing some really good.
Yeah, Auburn's pretty good. They have a 14-game winning streak.
And Bama's one of these weird teams. They lose to some bad teams, and they come out and beat some really, really good teams. So, but they have Colin Sexton. It's at Bama. Auburn's getting 1.5. So, Peter.
Well, I'm just gonna keep picking the spread actually. So let's go with Auburn. Auburn can put a beat down. Colin Sexton just can't make a basket, and Bruce Pearl marches to the promised land.
What?
Bruce
Colin
Pearl
Sexton can't make a basket?
No.
Yep, can't make a basket.
Predicting that.
Bruce Pearl.
I have it on good knowledge that he has bronchitis.
He's sick. I'm gonna go Bama. I think they'll get it done at home. That streak's got to come to end sometime. I think Colin Sexton scores many baskets. Chris?
Auburn's just really good. I mean, Alabama is hit or miss. They beat Texas Tech, but I don't even know if Texas Tech is any good or Texas A&M is any good. So I'm going to go Auburn here. It's basically a pick 'em. So,
Steve?
Yeah, in a pick'em game like this, it's gonna be a 1-point game, but I'm gonna go with Auburn. Ride the hot hand. You never get rich betting against Auburn.
In basketball.
It's true. Steve's not picking Bama. Texas Tech, obviously the hot Trinity team right now with Chris Spear, who looks like he's a phenomenal coach. Because I did way too much Wikipedia research on him today. He's got an absolutely amazing win percentage. It's like Coach K, Roy Williams level. He doesn't.
Didn't he come from Little Rock?
He did. He beat the Boilers.
Well, he got fired from Texas Tech like 10 years ago and bounced around to some random ass teams I never heard of. And each one of them, they won like 30 games. And everywhere he goes, he's a winner. I mean, he's going to be a hot name here in a couple of years. But anyways, Texas Tech goes to Texas. Texas Tech is a 3-point favorite. I will start. Texas is one of those teams also that looks hot and cold Southern nights, but I think Texas Tech can cover 3 in Austin. Chris?
I'm gonna go Texas here. They look hot and cold, like you said, but I feel like they can put it together.
Steve?
It's a throw the record book game out the window. It's a big rivalry game. Everybody knows that when Texas Tech and Texas get together on the hardwood, the nation stops and watches. But no, Texas Tech can take care of 3.5 or 3 easy.
Yeah, I'm thinking Texas Tech covers here as well. I don't think Texas is really that great. I don't think they can score enough buckets.
Okay. Big game, the Big Ten. We have Ohio State going to Northwestern. Northwestern, I don't know what happened to them because they were a Big Ten pick,
trash
trendy, and they're getting blown out by some bad teams. I mean, they lost by 20 to IU and only put up like 44 points. And the Buckeyes might just be the hottest team in the country right now. They look really, really good. So the Buckeyes going to Rosemont, I think they're playing right now.
Yeah, it's like DePaul's arena.
Yeah, it's like 40. It sounds like a 40-minute drive.
It's really hard to get to from Evanston.
So it's a 40-minute drive. So it's Chicago. So what? It's like 5 blocks from the campus.
Yeah, it's like
roughly.
It's not far away, but it takes forever. So
that was a real highbrow Chicago joke for everybody out there.
So Chris, we'll start with you. Ohio State's getting 3.
Ohio State Arena, tough place to play. But Ohio State is very good, or pretty good. K debates Diop, right? And Northwestern is trash. So 3 points at Northwestern is pretty easy. I think Ohio State covers.
Steve.
Yeah, I'm also riding the KDB. Fun fact, KDB is also a soccer player, Kevin De Bruyne. But I'm also going to go with Ohio State. 3 points, that sounds like there's somebody hurt or so. That doesn't sound right to me, but I'll take it. I'll go Ohio State.
Pete?
Yeah, I'm going with Ohio State too. I think Northwestern actually plays worse when they're at their quasi-home arena this year. So definitely Ohio State.
Well, throwaway game. Then I'll also pick Ohio State.
Do something different, Ryan. Come on.
Fine, fuck it. I'll go Northwestern.
Okay, all right. Ryan picked Northwestern.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think Ohio
really
State
bad pick.
is hot. I think they'll
unless there's some injury you're not telling us about.
I'm not. I had no idea. I think Northwestern could pull something out at home-ish. And I don't know. I kind of want Ohio State to lose too, because right now that will be the biggest game in the Big Ten when we play Ohio State.
Well, no, the Michigan State game will be bigger.
See, you say that, but they've dropped 2. I mean, Ohio State are both 6-0. It's a bigger for Big Ten.
You're also assuming that us and Ohio State both go into that game having not lost another game.
I honestly am.
There's a real possibility that Purdue drops a game somewhere in here.
I'm just saying right now that is the biggest game of the Big Ten at this point in time.
All right, well.
In my opinion.
That's a dumb exercise to be doing.
Okay. Anyways, last game. Not that excited, but big game in the American Conference. SMU go to Wichita.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wichita's a 9.5-point favorite over the
Mustangs.
Mustangs. I almost said Cowboys. So, Steve, we'll start with you. No. Wichita by 9.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go. It's at Wichita?
Yep, it's at Cook Arena.
Yeah, you got to go. Got to go with the Shockers. I don't have much to add.
Peter.
I'm also going with the Shockers. Basically a sellout. 2 tickets are available. That's it. So, packing the place. All those Wichita
too much else to do in Wichita, Kansas.
I don't think so.
The Koch brothers let the people out to go to the games.
Yeah. That's the only time you get to leave work.
Out of their company town.
That's where our buddy Chad works.
Shout out to Chad. Big fan.
Shout out to Chad. Congrats on your engagement.
Yeah, congrats. We're going to be doing a live show from Chad's wedding.
From
the chapel.
In June.
I'm also going to Shockers. SMU started off hot, and they've cooled off since conference play. Chris?
Wichita, tough place to play. Another tough place to play. And SMU got their doors blown off when they went to Cincinnati. So I think that Wichita can cover this.
Ooh.
Throwaway game.
Damn it, Chris. Anyone want to change that pick? Nope.
No. That's
locked in. Can't change it now.
How you do betting is you just pick who you think's going to win.
It's true. Well, no. That's not really how you do betting at all.
That's not true.
Now you're both close.
How you do spread betting. That's how you do money line betting. That's not how you do spread betting. That was a really dumb comment.
Sorry.
Chris is not a gambler, folks.
I take it back.
No.
Anyways, that was Basketball Time with Ryan, featuring a little bit of basketball.
Nice. Good job, Ryan. All right, Pete, stat of the week. Lay it on us.
All right. So we're going a little more analytical this week.
Ooh, I like it.
So.
Oh, well, yeah, you got your new subscription to The Athletic.
Yeah. So I didn't even use that today. But so Purdue has played some stifling defense without fouling. They are actually the 5th best team in the country for the metric free throw attempt rate, which measures the number of free throws your opponent takes per field goal attempt they take.
Jesus Christ.
So we are the 5th best team in the country at not fouling, basically, for the most part. So that's good.
That's a pretty advanced stat.
Yeah, that's pretty specific.
Yeah, that's really, really high tech and specific.
Tanner would love that stat.
But it's only free throws, so it's not really fouling. You can still foul.
Yeah, but they don't foul in bad situations, basically.
Well, it's because Haas doesn't try to block anybody. Harms can just block people without fouling.
Dude, Harms goes up to the block every single time.
He loves it, dude. Kid is electric to watch.
Yeah, he really is. He gets the people going. All right, Pete, thank you for your incredibly nerdy stat of the week. That was really something. All right, so now we got my favorite segment, Purdue Internet Comment of the Week. This one comes to us from our buddy Anish Ram. I'm not even gonna try. It comes to our buddy. It comes from wow. It comes to us from our buddy Anish. So Anish tweeted out on the 12th. What was the 12th? That was like
Saturday?
Friday night. Friday afternoon. Actually, it was 2:35 p.m. on Twitter. He writes, "Number 1 Purdue loses to a 16 seed. Anish walks 84 hours from Pittsburgh directly into the Chesapeake Bay, where an unfathomably large whale would be waiting. Anish walks into the whale's mouth, and the whale would calmly devour Anish, who would become one with nature once more."
There's a whole Purdue fans are legitimately worried that we're going to get a 1 seed and lose to a 16 seed. Like that's
there's like a cottage industry around like fetishizing our upcoming tournament loss.
People are genuinely worried. Like Purdue fans are worried that we're too good this year.
Yeah, like we're just too.
And it blows my mind. Like I've never
you have to be an underdog. That's how you gotta play.
What does somebody tweet? Somebody's like, "Hey, I just want a Big Ten championship with like a nice 3 seed."
Yeah,
what?
Yeah.
That's what you want?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, like
I forget. We don't have that one in my little.
I know exactly what you're talking about, though.
But I saw that and I was like, the fuck we don't. I want the 1 seed.
Yeah, how about the Big Ten? How about the Big Ten championship and the 1 seed?
Yeah, I was like, all I want is just a 1 seed all I want is a Big Ten championship. Like anything after that,
we're good. Icing on the top. Like, no, we got that last year. I have had that.
Oh, that was Anish too. So actually, I do have this tweet. Anish writes.
Well, there you go.
He writes, "Damn it," but he doesn't spell "damn it" correctly. He does the DAMMIT. Damn it! I just want another Purdue Big Ten title and a nice, comfortable 3 seed. Is that too much to ask? Last time I checked, the 3 seed loses way more than the 1 seed does. So
100%.
Yeah, fuck that. I want the 1 seed.
Yeah, the 3 seed literally loses 100% more of the time than the 1 seed. The 1 seed has never ever lost. So maybe we're kind of spreading too much blame on the rest of Purdue Twitter, and it's really just a niche kind of already. He's honestly, you know what? He's hoping that we lose. He's hoping for some crushing defeat, I think.
Because then, he's expecting it, so
it's comfortable.
He wants to come when he knows. Because if we get the 3 seed and we lose, then he's like, all right, well, like that happens. But if we get the 1 seed,
we lost the 2 seed. So if you're a 1 seed, you're getting upset. But if you don't win the whole thing, you're getting upset.
I would say up until you play the 2 seed or the 3 seed. Yeah, that's true.
But if you get a 3 seed and lose to the 2 in the Sweet 16, it's like, we played a good team, we lost.
Nobody could have beaten them that night.
They were hot.
Yeah, they were hot.
He's looking for excuses.
Right, they're already looking for excuses to for when we lose. But honestly, the other weird thing was that whole thing about the whale. Like, why'd you have to put the whale in there?
That confused me.
Dude, and he measured out how long it would take to walk from Pittsburgh to the Chesapeake Bay, which is a lot for that tweet. Like, there's also 3 rivers in Pittsburgh that you could also walk into and die in, if that's really what he was going for.
Or like, just float down the river to the Chesapeake. I feel like one of them probably goes that way.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, Monongahela or the Allegheny or the
you could get to Lake Erie so much faster.
Well, there's no whales in Lake Erie.
The third river is the Ohio. Duh.
How many fucking whales in the Chesapeake Bay?
Probably more than there are.
Well, there's only one, and it's unfathomably large. But if he really was committed to it, he would just say, "We lose to a 16 seed. I tie my laptop to my ankle, and I walk into the river, and nobody ever hears from me again. That's what it really should
Just
be.
go in the bathtub with a toaster. Same thing.
Yeah, right. Purdue. Oh man, that could get really hard. Just like Purdue loses to a 16 seed, I take a whole bottle of sleeping pills and drink a fifth of vodka.
Here you go, Steve. I'm
And
watching it right now. College
never
game
wake up.
day for basketball starts Saturday.
Okay, good. Wow, that's a good segue from talking about Anish's upcoming
Suicide.
Suicide plan.
Sorry, buddy.
Let's not mince words
Get help
here.
if
That's
you need
exactly what we're. Yeah, get help. That everybody tweets out. Look that up. I don't
Listen
know.
to that Logic song. He says the number like 15 times.
Yeah. Listen to Logic, Anish. Anish, get the help you need, buddy. Get the help you need. So, yeah, that's Purdue Internet comment of the week. All right, Peter, you lost. Loser segment of the week. What do you got?
Well, I was going to talk about people saying that they don't want us to be 1 seeds and stuff, so no, I can't do that.
Can't do that.
Next.
Oh, man, this is bad now. I wasn't prepared.
What's like the most Purdue way you could kill yourself after they lose to the 16th seed?
That's
the segue away from killing yourself to killing yourself.
Jump in front of the Boilermaker special.
Yeah.
Silver Loop.
Just jump in front of a train. The silver loop.
The sloop.
As it's coming around, class of 1950, you just fly into it.
Take Purdue engineering, right, guys?
Oh, classic. Yeah. Take thermo too. And then we'll talk. Jump from the bell tower. That's about all I got.
Yeah, that could work. The Jedi room.
Is there an internal flame anywhere on Purdue's campus that you could light yourself on fire with?
I don't
I don't think so.
Oh, you could do it like
those fountains.
Those monks during Vietnam. Or drown yourself in the engineering fountain.
Yeah. You can only do that a couple months a year.
Lay down in the engineering fountain with a towel over your face and waterboard yourself.
Waterboard yourself.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. It's getting real dark.
It's a little bit.
Well, you can't
up.
die from waterboarding.
What?
Get your brains.
You totally can.
You 100% can. Get your brains bashed.
So.
Get your brains bashed in by the mallet they used to hammer the big bass drum.
There you go.
Get smacked upside the head
Just
by
put
that
your
thing.
face right there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Pete, what's your topic? That was dark.
Well,
I gave you a little. I killed some time for you.
That's true. All right, so what do you guys think is a realistic scenario for Big Ten play this year? So I was looking it up. The last time anybody went undefeated was IU in 1976.
76.
Yeah, that's not
Big Ten play. No, I don't think it's going to happen. But there have been a couple of one-loss teams here. That OSU team, Illinois, another IU team back in the 90s. So I don't know. I could see us scraping by with one loss for the rest of the season. I don't know though.
Yeah, I could see 1 or 2 losses probably. One of the big games, maybe lose that, and then lose some other crappy throwaway game once we're like ranked number 1 or something like that. I could see that happening. 2 losses. I think that's realistic, and I think that's probably still good enough for a number 1 seed. Only having 4 losses on the year.
I would fucking hope so.
Yeah.
Also depends on who you lose to. Because if you lose to Northwestern,
Iowa,
that's probably not great.
Yeah, Iowa, dude. I'm not thrilled about Iowa playing at Iowa.
I don't like that place. It's a tough place to play. But so
last year.
Carver Hawkeye Arena.
One loss is doable. I mean, losing to either Michigan or Michigan State or Ohio State, you can see dropping one of those games. But 2 losses is like the max I think this team is going to lose in Big Ten play. I think ESPN had it at 3 losses on the year, so that would go with 1 loss on in Big Ten.
That's what they have us. That's what their like BPI has us projected at.
Yeah. I know KenPom right now. It's like 3.3 losses for the year.
Nice. I love losing a third of a game.
Yeah, you have real bad.
Well, better than a whole game.
We lose thirds of the game all the time when we put Tommy Luce and Grady
at the
Eichler
end of the first half. We lose thirds of games all the time. That's a really good. It's actually a really good observation, Chris.
I mean, we're going to be favorites in every
rest of the
game,
way.
but maybe not the Michigan State game. But right now, if that game was played tomorrow, I think it probably is almost a pick 'em.
If Michigan State keeps it up and keeps ruining the potential for that to be a really good game, then yes, we will be favorites in it.
But yeah, so we really shouldn't. I mean, I think we'll lose one of the big 3 games between Michigan State, Ohio State, and Michigan. Maybe drop another random one in there and go 16-2.
It'd be so disappointing to lose to Indiana.
I don't.
Especially when you only play them once.
Don't even think about it because it's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. It's not. We've been worse and beat them, and they've been better than they are this year. We beat them by a lot. So I think that Painter hopefully can really rub it in.
Painter owns Assembly Hall.
It would actually be really funny if we didn't take the starters out and won that game by 50 points.
60.
Yeah, really.
I think they should.
Just was jacking up threes every possession.
Have
Constantly.
Harms jacking up threes and making them.
No, screw Harms. Have
He
Vince
made one tonight.
Dakota and
He made one tonight.
Klein jacking up lethal 3-pointers. Yeah, that's going to be an absolute romp.
Well, we're 2/3 of the way through the season, so
we are 2/3. Last third of the season coming up, the final stretch before the Boilers kick it into high gear and we kick it into high gear with all the shows that we're going to do, including one for each Big Ten game, which I've made the executive decision that we're going to do, Big Ten tournament game, and then
okay. I was a little worried there for a second.
And then we have one. We're going to have one in the middle there in that week in between the tournament. And then we're going to have our one after Selection Sunday. And then we're going to have all the ones during the tournament.
Game-by-game breakdown.
Yeah, our famous game-by-game breakdowns that you came to love last year, that everybody came to love. And you know what this year? You know what? If we lose, we're doing a show. Enough of this. We cop out too much. We take the easy road out and say we're not going to talk about this, and then we go on break until August. We're not doing that this year. We are going.
Heard it here first.
We are going to do a show if we lose, where I ceremoniously burn the gambling ticket over my laptop with this pink lighter that I have here.
Or maybe we won't have to.
Yeah, or we won't have to, and I'll literally do a show where I get the $4,000 in hundreds and slowly rip them off of each other into the mic for however long that takes to do that with 41.
Probably
$100. I will also be taking a picture with the money. So
that's fair.
Yeah. All right. That was Revealing Your Podcast, Season 3, Episode 22. You can find us on Twitter at The Rebuilding YR. Find Peter on Twitter at Peter_Mick. You can find Ryan on Twitter at RyeGuysAndFries. Chris is on Twitter at Boston Boiler. I am on Twitter at SteveGreco01. And without anything else, Boilers by 90, and wait till next year.